Good afternoon or evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Daytona Beach, Florida. We are getting ready for Duel 2 here. We got practice going on. We got Rusty Wallace. He was the first car to tackle the high banks here tonight in practice. We do have an update to share really quick regarding Duel 1. This is Terry Labonte. If you look at the top left, that was kind of a screenshot of the overall crash, but in the top right, you see he's kind of getting pinched up against the wall, with Gordon kind of driving into his side, and then he's up on his side, and then Gordon gets hit from behind, in the bottom right. Um, yeah, Terry Labonte was kind of squished, I guess.
Drivers,
Um,
to your cars.
that's the drivers being called to their cars for qualifying in the background. And we will show you those results and talk about who's in and who's out, who needs to qualify. But just a quick update here on Terry. Um, the roll cage bar on the driver's side, one of the bars snapped and broke and um, came back and ricocheted into his arm and his side. It cracked a few ribs and broke his arm actually. So he will be out for a few weeks. For sure the Daytona 500, probably week two. He might be back, or for race two. He might be back for race three, maybe four. Um, Really sad, really disappointing for Terry. I know he didn't have a great 2003. He, took that 1 year excursion, went to DEI, had a great season. He actually ended up did winning. He won a race, came back. This was likely going to be his last season full time. That's what a lot of people speculated. And I mean, this was lap two of duel number one, about an hour ago. And, on face value, like it may have not looked horrible, but yeah, it was pretty crazy, pretty wild. Our thoughts are with Terry and the Labonte family and hoping for a speedy recovery. Hopefully, we'll at least see him in Vegas or maybe Atlanta. Not sure when we'll see him back at the track. We're not really sure who we're going to see on Sunday in the five. Um, but that's not our decision to make. That's going to be Hendrick's decision. They've got a big decision coming up who's going to drive that five car. But yeah, so we got qualifying here. Probably in happy hours when we'll go through the cars and the paint schemes and who's qualifying in as the first times are coming in. We got Dale Jarrett jumping to the top by quite a bit so far over Mark Martin, Greg Biffle, Vickers, Joe Nemechek in the 44. That could be an avenue. They could pull the 44 out and, you know, they could pull that entry and put Nemechek in the 5. Um, yeah, you got Randy LaJoy down here in the 78. I know he's kind of part-time, but yeah, so we'll just kind of see who needs to qualify. Again, if there's a number with a red N on it, it means they're not safe. And if there's a green S, that means they're safe based off of last year's points. Owner's points, that is. So, like Jeff Green kind of down here in the middle. Yeah, Jerry Nadeau down here. These guys are going to, need some help. Remember, this one is the top five. Um, Top five make it in on speed. And then, so with the 72, so this is a little complicated. So usually it'd be the top five. Okay, so it'd be the top 15. Okay, let me just start way back up. So it'd be the top 30 in points. You cut it in half for the duel. So it's top 15, and then you add five more on speed, and then you got one driver trying to qualify their way in the duel. Well, for this duel, there's only 14 cars that are locked in on last year's points because one of the cars was the 72, and when they sold, those points were basically vacated. So there's only 29 cars that are locked in. But the top five will lock in, and there's two cars going for, or I think there's seven cars going for two spots, eight cars going for two spots. But instead of one spot going, it'll be two spots. As qualifying's wrapping up here, looks like Dale Jarrett's going to grab the pole for duel number two pretty handedly as we will go into practice here. And yeah, we'll get we'll figure out who's in, who's out, and we'll get an idea of what to look for in duel number two. Alrighty, we are back practicing here. We got just under 3 minutes left. Okay, so we've got the zero of Jeff Green for Haas. They're able to qualify into the show. We got the three cars lined up down here on the bottom. Then we got the 11 of Coy Gibbs for Joe Gibbs Racing. He was able to qualify in with FedEx on the hood this season. We've also got Ted Musgrave in the 39 Chip Ganassi car. He was able to qualify in for the 500. Joe Nemechek in the 44 was able to qualify in. And the final guy, Rusty Wallace, was able to qualify for the Daytona 500. Now, really unfortunate. Darrell Waltrip in the double zero. He did fail to qualify, but what is there? 8 cars. 8 cars going for 2 spots, I do believe, and he is one of them, as well as the 07 of Ricky Craven for RCR. And then we got Jimmy Spencer in the 09. And then we got the 4 there, Jerry Nadeau. And then we got Kirk Shemmerdine. And then we got the 78 of Randy LaJoy. He also have to qualify into the 500. And they'll have to race their way in. And Morgan Shepherd's going to have to race his way in as well. But we'll just save this real quick. Yeah, this was the cutoff right here. 200th of a second, Rusty Wallace over Darrell Waltrip. But this is Darrell Waltrip's scheduled last race, I guess, of his career. So we will have to see. Hopefully he can make it. But we'll have to see what happens. We got 1 minute of practice. We'll take a look at the practice times and we'll get Duel 2 started for you. Alrighty, good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for Duel number 2. We've got 15 laps here on deck. Similar to Duel number 1, it is windy and it is cool. I'm not sure if the temperatures really went up at all. The wind is a little bit more inconsistent. It goes up and it goes down. The Duel 1, it was pretty consistent, pretty windy. But this one, it's more gusty than anything, which is kind of more unpredictable. But yeah, we're getting ready here. We see Dale Jarrett put it on pole. To his outside will be Mark Martin. Top 3 is all Fords, and we got a couple Chevrolets, and there's some Dodges back in there. But let's go over some stories here, so maybe some drivers to look out for. You know, Duel 1 was a big wreck fest. Duel 2 is, you know, expected to be a little calmer. You've got Kirk Shemmerdine in the 27. He's going to have to race his way in. Same thing with Shepard and Jerry Nadeau, Randy LaJoy, and Brett Bodine. Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Craven. And then all the way up here to Darrell Waltrip, excuse me. Michael Waltrip's actually starting behind him here. Michael Waltrip does own that 00 car. The 39, the 0, the 11, the 44, and the 91. Yep, those 5 drivers have already qualified their way in.
Start your engines!
There's the command to fire engines. My yapping completely missed it, but there were the command to fire engines. These cars are ready to roll. These drivers are ready to roll. Tony Stewart did lose an engine in practice, so he's going to have to drop to the back. There he goes there. Hopefully everything is smooth there. But let's get your starting lineup. Inside row 1, Dale Jarrett looks fast. He's starting on the inside. To his outside will be Mark Martin. Row 2, we're going to have Brian Vickers, last year's champion. To his inside, Greg Biffle. You've got Casey Mears and Joe Nemechek. Row 4, Robbie Gordon and his new right, Jeff Burton to his inside. Row 5, we got Travis Quapple, rookie. Couple rookies, yeah, Travis Quapple and Coy Gibbs. We got Jeff Green qualified in on speed to his inside, Kevin Harvick. Another driver qualified in on speed, Ted Musgrave. To his inside, Dale Jr. Then we got Darrell Waltrip, the first car to miss it. To his inside, Bobby Labonte. Then we got Michael Waltrip, his brother. To his inside, the last car to qualify in, Rusty Wallace. Then we got Jimmy Spencer, John Andretti. Then we got Ricky Craven, Randy LaJoy. Then we got Brett Bodine. To his outside, Jerry Nadeau, Morgan Shepherd, Kirk Shemmerdine, and Tony Stewart. Remember, Tony Stewart lost that engine during practice. Track position is pretty important, especially in the Daytona 500. Elliott Sadler did wreck out in Duel number 1. Remember that exact same thing happened last season. Put it on a pole, got caught in a crash, lost his track position, had to start from a backup car in the 500. Was never able to find his track position back. So avoiding a wreck tonight at all costs, I think is going to be a priority for a lot of these guys. But the pace car's ready here. I'm ready. You're ready. Here we go. Pace car's making that left-hand turn. We got 15 laps around Daytona Super Speedway. 2 more spots are up for grabs. And the green flag is out. Dale Jarrett leads them away. As these cars fan out, lined up on the outside, the middle, the inside. Looking for a spot to go. Biffle's got the draft on Jarrett. No points in this race, just a little extra practice, a little qualifying race for the drivers who are not locked in. You see in that background again, that American flag is stuck straight out. Biffle might lead this lap. He will. Burton nearly had something to say about it, and they're tucked up 3 wide, many, many, many rows deep. There goes rookie Coy Gibbs. Tons of Busch Series wins, a lot of success down there. Up front leading in his first ever start, or not first ever start for Joe Gibbs, but his first full-time start for Joe Gibbs. He's got Dale Earnhardt Jr. all over him. There goes Bobby Labonte to the inside. John Andretti tucked up behind him. Coming to the completion of lap 2, and it is led by Joe Gibbs Racing. And Bobby Labonte is going to lead lap 2. Michael Waltrip did win this duel 1 year ago. There's Ricky Craven, he's in the transfer spot. And that Bill Davis 23 of Brett Bodine, he's in the transfer spot with Jimmy Spencer right behind him. These cars are going to want to find their way to the inside. They're going to be drafting up the inside. And that's how they're going to find the track position. But hopefully, if you're fast enough like Jeff Gordon was in Duel 1, you can ride around the outside, get 2 cars lined up, and that'll be quick enough. But Ricky Craven's quick, and he's got the lead. A lot of people are speculating that he's going to have an amazing Busch Series season this year. Ooh, John Andretti and a couple teammates right there. Brett Bodine, I'm not sure if he got tight, kind of like Sadler did in Duel 1. That was nearly, same picture kind of thing. Like looking in a mirror, but they were able to save it. There was contact, but they're keeping it straight. It's right there. Jimmy Spencer is going around Ricky Craven for the transfer spot. Oh, not quite yet. Ricky Craven, that outside line's holding strong. And Michael Waltrip's got the lead now. A couple Joe Gibbs Racing teammates up top working together. There goes Brett Bodine, moves up. Now we got Jimmy Spencer and Ricky Craven battling it out. Bodine goes way up. Bobby Labonte wants it, fits it 4 wide. Wants to fit it 4 wide. Nearly contact with Craven. I'll save it for now. These guys are really aggressive back here. They're, it's only 15 laps. Next time by is going to be 10 to go. And if you get stuck up top, look out. I do believe we have lost 1 car. Kirk Schemberdine is 4.5 seconds back. That 27 car has been struggling. Bobby Labonte's looking to the inside again on Brett Bodine. Bobby is not content behind him, but there's just not a lot of room to go, not a lot of space to go. But again, you cannot wreck your car. If you wreck your car, it's going to lose your track position for the Daytona 500. As we got the Waltrip brothers 1-2 right now, Daryl and Michael with 10 laps to go. That's pretty special right there. Michael's going to go up top, Daryl down low, Harvick going to follow, Shepard right behind. So you see right there, Spencer, Wallace, Craven, Bodine, all up top. Cycling Bobby Labonte and Coy Gibbs, Jeff Burton, Greg Biffle, all to the back. You see Mark Martindale, Jarrett up the inside, trying to cycle their way forward. Is Darrell Waltrip's going to the lead. He wants to lead a lap here in duel number 2. He's got help right there from Morgan Shepherd. Remember, instead of duel 1, 2 cars from this duel advance. And right now, it's looking like if you're going to advance, you got to be inside the top 3 or 4. There goes Ted Musgraves looking to try and size up Morgan Shepherd. Jerry Nadeau's up the inside now. Darrell Waltrip has a decision to make. Does he want to block the inside? Does he want to block the outside? Or middle line, excuse me. So he blocks the inside, barely able to get down in front of Ted Musgrave. And now Jerry Nadeau leads the inside line. So we got Michael Waltrip, Kevin Harvick, a couple strong cars leading that outside line. You know, we talked about Duel 1 and how Jeff Gordon was able to lead that outside line. That was the shootout, not the duel. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. That was the Daytona shootout. I was thinking of Gordon leading the outside line. Meanwhile, Jerry Nadeau in the backup engine. Tony Stewart's up the inside. Here comes Robbie Gordon, Casey Mears. These guys are tight packed up. As Kirk Shemmerdine has lost nearly 16, 17 seconds to this lead pack. This draft means everything. The 2 transfer spots right now are Darrell Waltrip, Jerry Nadeau. Right now, P5 is Ted Musgrave, and right now that would not be good enough to advance. Yeah, Kevin Harvick's kind of using that Jeff Gordon line up top. He's got Michael Waltrip tucked up behind him, and it seems to be working pretty well for that 29 car. Darrell Waltrip seems to be in a pretty good spot if he wants to advance. But Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon, we know those guys are going to be aggressive on the inside. Bobby Labonte and Coy Gibbs are still up top. We know how aggressive they were early on. This time by will be 6 laps to go. Waltrip tried getting down in front of Jerry Nadeau, unable to. There goes Tony Stewart, just really just trying to peek to the inside. As these guys are going to be 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, repeating. 6 to go. Yeah, I think the handling on these cars are not as critical as Duel 1. I think the wind has died down a bit. But I think it is still important that, you know, the wind, you know, it's in gusts. And I think it's important that these drivers still stay on top of their cars. As all these guys are just packed up, nowhere to go. As Tony Stewart's trying to look 4 wide for the lead. He's peeking. He's peeking. He's there. Nadeau gets turned by Tony Stewart up in front of the field. The big one happens. Multiple cars up and over. Rusty Wallace is barrel rolling down this front stretch. It's going to come down. There's 4 cars that need a transfer in this race. Hope everybody on the front stretch is okay. Darrell Waltrip leads Ted Musgrave. Does Ted Musgrave make a move? Does Morgan Shepherd make a move? Jimmy Spencer, does he make a move? Can Michael Waltrip make a move and win Duel 2 back-to-back years? Out of turn number 4. It's going to be a drag race. Kevin Harvick outside, Darrell Waltrip inside. Kevin Harvick's going to get the lead. Not sure if the win. We got 4 laps to go. There's going to be a lot of cleanup down here. Go survey the damage. There's Joe Nemechek. I think they could probably get that car repaired. There's the 23. He will fail to qualify for the 500. There's Mark Martin. He's got left side damage. And the Pierce front damage. Yeah, that might be a backup car for the 6. There's Coy Gibbs. I think that's probably a backup car. Rusty Wallace, that's a backup car for sure. Bobby Labonte, Vickers, Dale Jr., that's a backup car. Ricky Craven, I believe he's going to fail to qualify for the 500. Let's go see what happened here. So I talked about Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon being aggressive, getting to the inside of Nadu. And right there he does. And the 4 and 00 make contact. Wow, up and over. 3 cards at least, maybe 4. And right here, a tough tumble for Rusty Wallace. Goes up and over and over and over. Randy LaJoy turtled. Let's go see what happened to Bobby Labonte, how he ended up upside down in all this. Ooh, got T-boned by his teammate. Ugh. I mean, we saw something very, very similar in Duel 1 with Terry Labonte. Um, something, I mean, it's literally the same part of the track where, like right there, oh man, what a hard hit for Rusty Wallace. And yeah, Ricky Craven did get up into the catch fence. I mean, look at that shot. I'm not sure if we can get this race restarted, but we will certainly try here, folks. Alrighty, that'll be the race. Um, NASCAR is back there trying to fix the catch fencing 1 and 2. They said it's too dangerous to resume. Ricky Craven did catch the catch fence back there. That's back-to-back races that, there's possible injury. The drivers most of them are being checked and released from the infield care center. Um, Ricky Craven being one of them, thankfully. I think Terry Labonte's incident was just a freak accident. Um, but yeah, there's Kevin Harvick. He's going to end up winning the duel as long as he can pace around here for another lap and a half. Darrell Waltrip, he will advance and he will qualify for the 500. Michael Waltrip's going to finish third. And there's Ted Musgrave. He's going to qualify into the 500. Jimmy Spencer, although he's got a clean car, he's going to fail to qualify for the 500. Same thing with Morgan Shepherd. He's going to fail to qualify. And Kirk Sheverdine back here. But, again, he's got a clean car. He'll probably bring that puppy to Talladega, see if he can't qualify that thing in. There's Coy Gibbs and Mark Martin are tore up. They're trying to repair their cars under yellow and trying to figure out the damage while they still can, so they don't have to go to a backup car. But it's likely going to be a backup car for both of those drivers, as well as the 25, the 8. I think I saw, yeah, like the 91, probably going to be a backup car, probably the 18. Um, yeah, but we'll figure out who is in and who is out, and we'll be right back. Yeah, so that's my mistake. I thought the 39 had not qualified in, but yes, he already qualified in on speed. So that's going to put the 00 and the 09 in over Morgan Shepherd. Let's go see how close it was. So this is for the transfer spot coming back to the yellow flag. And, I mean, he had position on him, but Jimmy Spencer was able to get down. So, Jimmy Spencer, he's in the Daytona 500. But yeah, rounding turn 4 into the tri-oval, it's going to be a Kevin Harvick duel number 2 win. Darrell Waltrip's going to qualify into the 500, so will Jimmy Spencer. And, yeah. And then now the pace car lights are off. But there's Coy Gibbs and Mark Martin. They're going to finish. Where they're going to finish, they're going to call it quits. They're going to quickly try and dissect their cars and figure out what can be repaired, what does not need to be repaired, and see if they can get it approved by NASCAR so they don't have to go to a backup car. I apologize with the overlays. I am so sorry. Um, yeah, with like having the overlays up, I'm so sorry. I always forget. But here are your official results. Um, yeah, well, congratulations to Kevin Harvick and RCR winning. And I think the next time I will see you guys is during the Daytona 500. We'll recap speed weeks and we'll get moving on to the greatest race in America. But until then, you guys have a great day. We'll get these videos edited down and posted for you. And you guys have a great day. I'm super excited for this 2005 season and the future to come. And if anybody's out there enjoying this series, just thank you for tuning in. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.